What got you to Virginia? What made you move to Virginia?
I like that question. What made me come to Virginia was I used to hang out with my crew from Martin Luther King High School, and that is Alpo, Rich Porter, AZ, and my whole crew, Black, Guy, Coolidge, Slick Rick, the street Slick Rick, and we used to take trips to Virginia.
Because things went for
4th of July weekend.
Found out things went for 20.
Exactly.
Things went for 20.
But until, the skinheads, kind of ran everybody to their homes.
Right.
But we used to go there, and I used to go there with all of my hustling friends, and we used to have a great time. And I had said to, if y'all remember the Guy record, Spend the Night, Donna was my fiance. You remember? She was my fiance at the time, and I said to her, this is where I would move if I move out of New York. Reason why, because there was no music scene. I always like to go places like Vegas. No music scene. I can go there and do everything. And the city, they're supporting me. So I did that with Virginia. And you see, I was with the mayor. Mayor came to my Christmas parties. And, it was just like, hey, this is special. And then discovering Pharrell and Rodney Jerkins coming to Virginia, and for his birthday, all he wanted to do was meet me. And he got to meet me. He actually got with my cook, and my cook brought him in, and I started hearing his music. I said, wow, I want to take you to meet Michael Jackson.
You brought Michael Jackson to Virginia, which was crazy.
I sure did. But
in a lot of ways, you're responsible for the Virginia sound. Because you influenced Pharrell so heavily, and I'm sure Pharrell influenced the Timberlands of the world, like, you know what I mean? Like Missy, all of them. In a way, you kind of sparked that.
I have to say this, I sparked it. But Pharrell was the guy who had the vision. And when he came and said, man, I think the rap is not commercial enough. It's not capturing. I don't think it's capturing. Let me do something for you. And he went and wrote my rap for Rum Shaker.
Wow.
And that's what, made me come up with have a hit.
Who wrote All I Want to Do Is Zoom, a Zoom, Zoom, Zoom,
Nah,
and
I
a
wrote
Boom,
that.
Boom.
I write all the hooks. But I have to say this, I'm always just being 100. I took that hook from somewhere.
Where'd you take it from?
Was the he's one of the writers, of my rap that I can. So I can the rap, but all I want to do is zoom, zoom, zoom. It was in my rap. So I snatched it out and put that as the hook.
That's a ball.
And you remember the record? Oh, no, no, super cat, You remember I took that too. I said, this is Virginia right here. I'm taking this. Bam. So I took the and I put the saxophone on top of it. I actually thought it was this is going to trip y'all, but I actually thought it was Public Enemy song. So I was like, wow, we cool. I ain't clearing this. Got hit with a $2 million, $2 million lawsuit.
Whose song was it?
It was a French band.
Wow.
And I didn't know nothing about no damn French band. And then I listened to the whole music, and I hear this, and you hear these drums just boom, 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 boom. That was the record after. It's just like No Diggity. It's only one bar. The rest of it is for the older folks.
Right.
It's crazy Dr. Dre gets so much credit for that record. Like, if you didn't know any better, you would think Dr. Dre produced that record.
You would, but, listen, the record was a special record for us. And I'm really grateful that, Dre, called and said, yo, tell Teddy, when you do the video for this, I want to be in it. And it was my chance to say no, because we got to know when we tried to get Snoop Dogg from Suge. So I was like, nah, tell him if you're going to do something on this, you got to give me 16. Like, he turned in that 16 the same day.
Wow.
Through what ISDN, because we didn't have internet back then. We had ISDN, and he sent it ISDN style, And
why was Suge so involved in everybody's situation back then, especially in like that whole Uptown thing? I mean, you hear the stories about him and Andre Harrell and him making Andre drink urine, and like you talked about, you mentioned him a couple times. Why? Why was he so involved?
well, everybody knows how Suge is, you know, and beyond that, you know, I tried to help Suge while he was in jail, you know, just to get him a doctor. That's all I did was I gave money so that he can have his doctor in the jail. And then I opt out because I never want to be put or be scrutinized for doing something or helping someone, especially someone that's against my people, you know, like Jimmy Iovine and Dr. Dre, and you know, those are still my people. I was label mates and I was a partner with Jimmy, so all I did was help him get a doctor, and I opt out and just never turned back. But Suge and I had a little small situation where when we put out, he came to the studio, Michael Jackson's studio, Hit Factory, here. And he said, "Little man, I need to talk to you." And he came in the room, we had the penthouse. So came up there and my guys were there, so I was not worried. But we talked alone and he said, "Little man, I really want to tell you some things." And, you know, he started out by saying, "Man, I can get Jimmy Iovine to put $2 million on your table tomorrow." So he started throwing money things at me. And I said to him, I said, "You know, I can get Jimmy Iovine to put $2 million on the table for me as well. But I would never do that because I work for mine. And I got what belongs to me, and Jimmy got his thing. I would never go to Jimmy and say, Jimmy, give me $2 million. No." So we went in deep into it. He said, "Well, if you can't beat him, join him." I said, "What you mean by that?" He said, "Man, Death Row, little man, we'll be able to run into scope." So I called Jimmy because he then put out the record, the Tupac record, Toss It Up. And that was to get back at me. You know what I'm saying?
Why?
And
Why was that to get back at you?
Why?
because I didn't take his offer to be a part of Death Row. You know,
Well, I don't know, was it this record deal or something?
yeah, the Toss It Up record came on. Aaron Hall was on there,
okay. Yeah,
and
okay.
Joe to see Casey and
Gotcha.
JoJo and Danny Boy and all of them, and you know, Aaron said something. It was just mixed up, but you know, I kept it moving. I called Jimmy. He said, "Man, don't worry about this." And I'm humble about this because this is nothing but a God blessing for me. You've seen my life. You've seen what we went through. You heard about the shootouts and all of that stuff and VA and all the stuff we went through because, of course, we're going to have haters. But I'm not here for the competition. I'm here to make music. And, you know, I just feel like I do have my hand on what's next for R&B, you know. And if you listen to all the artists in the new music that's out, they're going back to it.
Yes.
They're going back to real R&B. The LMA record. That record is High Five meet Keith Sweat, Make It Last Forever. But in her way, in Mustard's way, and it's amazing.
What made you close up shop in Virginia? Because, I mean, you had a huge studio down there. The first time I ever seen a plasma television was on your wall. And that's at the time when they were like 40,000 a plasma. You had a huge tour bus that every artist from every genre, pop, country, wanted to rent out. And this was all stationed in Virginia. And then it was just like you just closed shop.
I didn't close shop. I just took everything with me and went to Atlanta and opened up Future there. And
why'd you leave? I know people were upset that you left. You brought a lot of business there. There was a lot of interns. You took students from the colleges and let them intern and gave them opportunities. A lot of people don't talk about that. You did a lot for that area. And when I was down there, I got to see it. I seen the Ferraris and the jewelry, and you gave Virginia encouragement.
the reason why I left is because I was hated on by the officials, not the people. I love the people. I go to Virginia. I still have a spot in Virginia where I can go and lay my head. But I would never let them know I'm there, I'll let my people know. I feel like I was used. You know what I'm saying? And people know who they are, but they don't listen. They don't listen to.
They ain't listening to the program.
But I was used, and a lot of the officials, basically just wanted to utilize my likeness and not me as an official person in Virginia. So I felt like this is not the place for me. So I left, and I was also, how would I say? I was in a situation where someone, shysted me, Chauncey, and a lot of people in Virginia over $50 million. I don't know if anybody's seen American Greed, but I'm on American Greed because there was a gentleman who actually basically took a lot from us. A lot of money from people, retirement funds and all of that stuff. And he's in jail. He's doing about 33 years.
Congratulations to him.
And congratulations to me because I ain't get my money back.
No, I said to him.
To him. Yeah,
he got what he deserved.
How much did they get?
Huh?
How much did they take?
Well, for me, shoot, this guy was doing deeds, like deed after deed, fake deeds, and selling them to people.
Wow.
Meanwhile, I'm not making any of it because I wasn't a part of it. I never knew anything about it. And when I found out that he was doing that, I said, wow. And then I found out I lost my house because he was supposed to take care of like the deed, but he was selling my house over and over and over again. Deeds, fake deeds. And people were buying them. And then they're looking at Teddy Riley's house. That's Teddy Riley, not the guy who actually shysted them.
Mm.
It's Teddy Riley. So I had lawsuits against me. I said, you know what? I'm going to tell the truth. And Chauncey accompanied me on it because he was going through the same thing. And we wanted the story to get out about him because, this is going on everywhere. So that's why I left. I just said, you know what? It's time for change, And I went to Atlanta. And I enjoyed it there. My mom enjoyed it. And, she just was with me everywhere.
At your